All right, so this is admittedly a different video for me. If you saw the little short I made, which I highly doubt because it only has 20 views at this moment, this is going to be something very, very weird. So this weekend I fell into a rabbit hole, and what I learned is going to change my entire gardening scheme for now until forever. Um, so yeah, really, this is stupid. Like, I don't know, I don't want to say stupid, but like, it's a lot. So, whether you're a seasoned gardener or a first timer, you have to start at the beginning, the seed. It used to be that seeds were passed down from generation to generation. This is how we have old heirlooms like Cherokee Eagle corn, you have San Marzanos, Hubbard squash. These are all heirloom seeds. They were developed sometime long ago and they were saved for generations. And then eventually people started putting them in seed catalogs, make money off of it. So you want gardeners, they want the best seed that they can get their hands on because they only have one season to grow it if it's annual. So your pumpkins, they better have good, long, healthy vines, and you better get a good crop off of it, because if not, well, you're not going to have any pumpkins to eat. And back in homesteader times, that was life or death if you didn't save your seeds. And one such company that's massive in the gardening center, it's shocking what their history is. Thousands and thousands of people buy from them, if not hundreds of thousands. And there's so much more behind their seed catalog. This, of course, is rareseeds.com, aka Baker Creek Heirloom. This is just a little disclaimer. I will deal with known facts and then speculation. When I get to the speculation bit, I will let you know the beliefs said are not meant to convict or dismiss what is true or not. It's only evidence gathered that can paint a picture of what is real, possibly real, and only decided by courts and the internet jury. And I will, of course, post sources down. And all Reddit pictures were taken with permission. So pictures gathered from Reddit, they've been contacted, and I've gotten the okay. So this is a seed catalog. This is a company that I like, Strictly Medicinal Seeds, because they have so much. Like, they have different species. They have Victoria rhubarb, which is your common rhubarb. And then they will have like vegetables that you never even knew about. Like, most of this catalog is just plants. Like, you have thistles, you have tobacco. I bought from this company and I recommend them. They have Passiflora incarnata, which is pretty hard to find. Mullein. Dandelion seed if you want that. I haven't bought from a Baker Creek simply because I haven't had time to. I have thousands of seeds, but I have a cart full. Baker Creek is also known as Rare Seeds. It's a seed company out in Mansfield, Missouri. And according to their About page, founder Jared Jettle started Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company in 1998 as a hobby, and it has since grown into North America's largest heirloom seed company. And any gardener will tell you that they've probably heard about them, and it's one of their first recommendations for choosing a seed company. It's an inside joke. When you're seed shopping, you will have everything you think you need until you get to Baker Creek, and then you will see tons of varieties and weird things that you didn't know you needed to grow until you saw it. Do you want a bean that was saved from a nation of people forced off their land during a death march? Well, they have the purple pole bean variety called Cherokee Trail of Tears, what about a pepper that not only spices up dishes, but the garden? The Brazilian starfish has a vivid red color and a bizarre shape. It really just looks like if a pepper had a firecracker in it and exploded to like a little star shape. It's weird. Maybe a fruit that you could only taste it if you grow it, because no one will sell it. Well, their selection of garden huckleberries are bound to excite anyone once they grow them. They even carry like some of the most unique varieties of vegetables. They deal with a lot of colors. So like your turmeric, they had a variety that was blue. I don't know the genetics behind that, but where else are you going to find blue turmeric other than rare seeds? So with all this high praise, you might be wondering why I'm even making a takedown video of them. Well, there seems to be a small movement of people going away from Baker Creek through shady characters and possible illegal practices. Their reputation has been becoming tarnished. Baker Creek holds speeches about the importance of saving biodiversity, rare genetics from all over the world, with organic growing practices and protection from GMOs. One such person they had talk was Cliven Bundy, who was growing a type of heirloom that can resist drought and how to grow in low water areas. Cliven is a known sovereign citizen, which, if you know what that is, you can probably tell why he might be controversial. If not a sovereign citizen, in essence, is a person who believes in that they are their own self-regulator, and what they can be done in their best interests is what is best done, and they don't believe in external government because it doesn't apply in their best interests 100% of the time. They can only act in their best interests. And what I'm about to talk about with Cliven Bundy is a very, very fast oversimplification. It's a whole rabbit hole in itself. All these people are a whole rabbit hole in itself. So pretty much after decades of not paying fees for ranching on federal land, the government attempted to remove the cattle from occupied land in Nevada. Armed protesters arrive, which caused the government to release the impounded cattle to ensure violence wasn't carried out. He's also known to have said some very racist things, including that black people were better off as slaves. They supported this guy after the whole ranching situation. So he's not the best person to be given a platform to talk on behalf of your company. However, his speech was taken out of schedule days after it was announced on the internet backlash. This had a hashtag on Twitter, so you know it's big. You know it's important. It's groundbreaking. It was trending on Twitter. But that's not just him. He didn't even speak. They canceled him before. They canceled his speech on the event. But there's other people. If you do your due diligence as an American citizen, then you'll know who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is. If not, he's the son of Robert F. Kennedy, he's a junior. And if you don't even know who Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is, he was the 1998 presidential candidate for the Democrat Party. And then he was assassinated by Sirhan Sirhan. And he was also he was like the brother of number 35 JFK. But RFK Jr., he's currently running for office. He is currently the most favorable president to win. Or like if people had a person as president, he's the most favorable. Which is scary because he's a well-known anti-vaxxer involved in chairs of organizations for decades that believe vaccines cause autism or food allergies. There's even a little bit of a talk that he's an AIDS denialist, which that's a whole other can of worms. These views, however, were not why he was affiliated with Baker Creek Seed, where he spoke at a 2019 expo hosted by the seed company. It was his views on GMOs. Kennedy is against the use of transgenic species in the food supply, as is Baker Creek. Baker Creek makes a whole deal about how their seeds are non-GMO. Never are, never will be. Which is why, at this point in the video, I must say the following claims are not 100% concrete, but just based on speculation. And any information I may have said as an amateur plant breeder and geneticist. This is where we get into murky waters. While you may not care about people that Baker Creek supports, gives a platform to talk to, what have they done business-wise? Now, you can call this Purplegate, Tomatogate, whatever. This is a story, a purple galaxy. So for the 2024 growing season, Baker Creek released a variety known as Purple Galaxy. It was advertised as a small cherry tomato with an unusual trait of being purple all the way through. There have been purple varieties of tomatoes for hundreds of years. Cherokee purple, indigo apple, just all those. They have a deep anthocyanin content, but it's only underneath the skin. It's skin deep. It doesn't go all the way through the flesh of the tomato. But all of a sudden, Baker Creek Heirloom, they have this huge breakthrough. And if you don't know what anthocyanins are, here I have canna lilies. See this purple coloration? This comes from anthocyanins. This can be bred in, or it's a stress hormone for stress response. If you can see that purpulation in that leaf. So, it's found on everything, like these canna lilies. These are a grass, monocat. It's an antioxidant, which it's used in a lot of health things. So vegetables like eggplants, cabbage, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, and certain carrots have tons and tons of this anthocyanin. Lycopene is the color that gives tomatoes its red color. And there's a lot of people that want to grow more purple vegetables because of the supposed anti-carcinogenic properties of anthocyanins. And also just some people want to grow them in goth gardens, a little dark purple. They look almost black, and it's just an aesthetic. And it's Baker Creek is one such place where they'll advertise it. When I pulled it up on my phone, they showed all the purple varieties they had, but they have a whole rainbow of everything. This Purple Galaxy tomato, it was such a big deal. It was the cover of their catalog for the 2024 growing season. And that was until after controversy. Furthest point which I could see that someone thought something was fishy was on r/tomatoes when a user pointed out that Baker Creek was releasing Purple Galaxy at a very similar time that Norfolk Healthy Produce was. They are currently selling 10 seeds for $20, which is twice as much as Baker Creek was selling them for. But Baker Creek was selling 5 for $5. That was their whole thing. And it was this is a huge breakthrough for the home gardener, because it's such a strange tomato. It's purple all the way through, but it's also transgenic. The genes from snapdragons were implemented into the tomato to give it such a high, incredible amount of anthocyanins. On the original post, though, the commenters just filled it with people that dismissed it, like, no, there's been tomato varieties that have purple in them. This is no different. Baker Creek just has a purple variety with flesh all the way through that's purple. It's not that weird. These varieties have existed without ever looking at, oh yeah, indigo purple, it's only skin deep, or indigo blue, it's only skin deep. Cherokee purple is just a weird greening effect that makes it purple, and some anthocyanins. And just telling that OP there's nothing to be afraid of with GMOs, completely missing the point. there was even a comment on there from Baker Creek's Instagram that showed them saying that they had the tomatoes tested. Well, then around 70 days after that post, Purple Galaxy was taken off the website, stating production issues that will make it unavailable for consumers. And the comments of that post deemed that it was probably just an unstable mutation. Some that a few more generations of work to help it come back to market, and they were thinking maybe it'll come back for the 2025 growing season, maybe 2026 growing season. Then a little time passed, and on r/gardening made the same observation a person nearly 100 days prior did. But now with Purple Galaxy being off the market, whispers became roars. To many, it seemed that Baker Creek made a mistake selling transgenic tomato genes, and Swifty received a cease and desist order from Norfolk. As of now, Baker Creek has made no statement. In my own opinion, I believe that Baker Creek unknowingly received seeds from a breeder that somehow had connections with Norfolk and were sold transgenic seed as a natural mutation. As a plant breeder myself, I do not doubt that it is somehow possible for a purple tomato to be bred with a high anthocyanin content throughout the fruit. There are instances of this happening, like with blue beans from Darren Abbey. Like, these beans are actually blue. They're not like the purple color that you can sometimes see. No, they are bright sapphire blue. They are like this kind of blue. It's amazing. I want to get some. I need them. But yeah, I don't think that this is it though, because we have been breeding tomatoes for thousands of years, intentionally breeding them like with the scientific method for hundreds. And yeah, it's possible that Baker Creek, being one of the most anti-GMO seed companies, sold this under the guise of being GMO, non-GMO. But I would not be too surprised if Baker Creek came out with a statement of apology, claiming responsibility. I hope they do the right thing and apologize if that's what happened. If they can somehow back up that it was due to truly scientific, like they couldn't get enough seed for the growing year, if that happened, or there was a fallback in the mutation, like it was unstable, it fell, I would delete this video if I was presented with the evidence. But I think somehow they got the Snapdragon tomato by Norfolk Seed, somehow. And I also just don't like, to me, that they have figures like RFK Jr. speaking about the dangers of GMOs and then selling them. It's a patented species. So with the speakers they've had, counts of people on Reddit are saying that Baker Creek doesn't have healthy seed. And the fact that they put monetary value over thinking, well, this purple tomato has been in development for not hundreds of years, like almost 10, 20 years or so, and it's GMO, and suddenly we receive seed that is purple. We should make sure that this is 100% non-GMO before we come out and sell it. This is why I'm not going to buy from Baker Creek heirlooms. I'm going to empty out my cart after this video and never buy from them. At least for this gardening season, most likely for perpetuity. I may grow Norfolk's tomato because it's a technological miracle that should be celebrated. I think Baker Creek let greed come face of their moral values. They liked the money more than knowing that they weren't selling GMO seeds. I personally am not against GMOs. I think they are a beautiful thing, but they have to be labeled, and you can't just take someone else's genes. Yeah, it's wild. If you like to support plant breeders, there are other catalogs, such as experimental seed networks. They have tons of cool varieties because these are the actual plant breeders who are selling land races. So you can select out your own things. They have things from Joseph Lofthouse. Like I said, strictly medicinal seeds. They have a lot of cool stuff. I've had good luck with them. But we gardeners are now in a new age. Transgenics are now available at such a small scale, you can buy them and grow them as a hobby gardener. We should not be scared of such an amazing technology that could make the world such a healthier place. But we should be investigating who's behind those seeds, making a profit from such a beautiful technology.